3 dice, a chessboard, and that group of degenerates you call friends. Welcome to Dice Chess. Because if you're anything like me, your skill level is way up here, while your friends, family, and loved ones are way down there. Pathetic. But, here's the catch. All your memorized chess opening gambits go out the window if, on move 2, the die says you have to move the king. Yes, the almighty die, 6 sides, just like the number of different chess pieces. Some genius, probably from India, after taking a huge puff of something very illegal, thought, why not combine chess and dice? And lo and behold, we have dice chess, which this young lady seems to be enjoying very much, because in a standard chess game, I'm guessing he destroys her without breaking a sweat. I'll show you why when I cover the example game. But this is dice chess, the great equalizer, and the only way to enjoy playing chess with family and friends of different ratings and IQ. But how is it played, exactly? Let's dive into the basics and then look at the crazy example game I've prepared. The goal of the game is to capture your opponent's king. There is no check, checkmate, or stalemate. The king can remain in check, move through check, or even move into check. But if you're thinking, that's going to be a really hard king to capture, well, yes. That's why the game uses 3 dice, and each player gets 3 moves per turn. But whether or not you play all those moves, depends on the dice, because what you roll, is what you play. So, if in this position you roll 2 knights and a pawn, you can use your 2 knight moves to capture the king and win the game on the spot. I created a free account on dicechess.com, and being the genius that I am, I figured out that the deadliest combinations you can roll on your dice are double piece combinations. But if you roll a triple piece combination, that's just game over, because I believe I can get to your king, no matter where you're hiding it. Give me 3 queen moves, and it's curtains for you. If all this seems weird, just wait until you hear about the openings. In my first game, I had the white pieces, and this was the combination I rolled. You know which opening I went for? E4 and King E2, the Boncloud opening, popularized by a Japanese samurai, who grows pineapples in his backyard. This chaotic start is why dice chess is so much fun to play with friends of all levels of chess strength. But before I show you this crazy example game, let's quickly go through a few special moves you're probably wondering about. En passant? Yes, please. The same rules apply. If your opponent moves their pawn 2 squares like this, you have a pawn on the next move, and you're from Anarchy Chess, you know en passant is forced. You also know exactly where to put your bishop. But that's beside the point. Pawn promotion? You can promote a pawn to any piece as soon as it reaches the final rank. You have to play the maximum number of moves possible. Sometimes, like in this position, you have to promote to one of these pieces so you can make one more move, with the knight for example, and get 2 moves in instead of just 1. This rule is slightly complicated because after all, this is still chess, even though we have dice. And a girl destroying a boy. Castling? You might as well forget about it. You can only play it if you roll the king and the rook at the same time, if there are no pieces in the way, and if neither the king nor the rook has previously moved, which, unfortunately, is up to the almighty dice. I played more than 20 games and didn't get to castle even once. I wanted to show you one of my games, but then I found this gem between what I assume is a little brother and his big sister in some type of no mercy sibling rivalry. The dice are rolled, king, pawn, and queen is the outcome. Unfortunately, the young man isn't familiar with chess memes, so he doesn't go for the Boncloud. Instead we get e3, queen f3 and king e2 which, after some thought, are probably more solid, grounded, and mature. At such a tender age, he is already boring us to death. A sign of a future grandmaster. And speaking for all chess fans, grandmasters, we are sick and tired of all your draws. If 1500s were elite players, chess would be much more fun to watch. Anyway, black rolls bishop, knight, and rook. Only 2 of these can be moved, so she goes knight c6, rook b7, and now it's white's turn. The dice show knight, rook, and queen. White responds with knight c3, rook b1, and queen b3, solid, reserved, and cautious. I'm betting he's a London system player in standard chess, so he probably deserves what's coming to him. Black rolls pawn, queen, and rook and plays e6, queen f6, and rook a8. The pieces are slowly being forced out and very soon, complete chaos will take over. The dice are rolled again, and white plays d4, queen h3, and rook a1. But if you're expecting black to castle, think again. On the next roll, black gets 2 kings and a bishop. She has to move the king twice, and then the bishop. If you're thinking king e7, king d6, and bishop e7, I think I can guess your chess rating. The idea is to always keep your king as far away from your opponent's pieces as possible. So, She plays king e7, king d8, and then bishop d6. She's not losing this game today, no sir she won't. Next move. White rolls 2 pawns and a bishop, so e4, e5, and bg5 are played with confidence, assertiveness, and intent. The position is starting to look dicey for black, no pun intended. In fact, in an advantageous position like this one, on the online platform dicechess.com, you have the option to double the bet. What do I mean by that? This is the play interface on dicechess.com. Here's the button you click to roll the dice, and here's the outcome of the roll, along with your coins, more like your rating. In each game, you decide how many of your coins you want to put on the line. Let's say you choose to put 5 coins on the line, like I did in this game. Then, when you reach a position like this one, where you fancy your winning chances more than your opponent's, you can use the button to double the bet. Your opponent can either agree to double the bet and potentially lose 10 coins, or decline the double, lose the game, and forfeit the initial 5 coins. The online version of this game is a fun mix of strategy, psychology, and a little bit of luck. Click the first link in the description to create a free account and check it out. In this position, however, if it were White's turn and he rolled 3 pawns, let me know down below what you would play. It's game over in 3 moves. But in the actual game, it was Black's turn, and she rolled 2 bishops and a pawn. After playing h6, she decides to get rid of those 2 annoying pawns, clever. But if White gets a bishop on the next turn, she would be in a world of pain. Fate, however, would not have it so. White rolls knight, pawn, and rook, playing knight f3, rook d1, and g3. After this, he casually hands her a tasty Oreo biscuit, which she devours whole. Maybe this isn't as bitter as sibling rivalry as we thought. But this next roll shows us which sibling the gods of chance seem to favor. She rolls 2 queens and a pawn, but you know the pawn doesn't matter. All she has to do is find a way to end the game in 2 queen moves. Can you? Or you're just here for the zombie thumbnail? That's okay. You might as well like the video so it reaches more zombie lovers. The answer is, queen takes f3 and then queen takes e2. Game over. A rather abrupt end to a match between 2 siblings who appear to have had lots of fun playing. Because, let's be honest, if this were a standard chess game, these wouldn't be the expressions on their faces. There's a certain seriousness and brutality to standard chess which we should all be getting therapy for. But if you're looking to kick back and have some fun, click on the first link in the description, create a free account on dicechess.com, invite your friends, and start destroying each other. I also left a link to this full video on the Dice Chess YouTube channel. There is something hypnotizing about the sound of 300 dice rolling at the same time in a large quiet hall. So head on over there and show them some zombie love. I hear they are good people. Take good care of your pets, and see you on the other side.